Welcome to Miss Detective. What happened to Thelma Todd? Hollywood, a place of dazzling lights, a city where dreams are made and sometimes where they are shattered. The glitz and glamour of Hollywood has always attracted those seeking fame and fortune. But behind the bright lights and red carpets lies a darker side. In the shadows of the grand theaters and luxurious mansions, stories of betrayal, scandal, and tragedy unfold. The allure of Hollywood can be intoxicating, but it can also be perilous. Many have come to this city with stars in their eyes, only to find themselves entangled in a web of deceit. During the Great Depression, Hollywood continued to shine brightly, offering an escape from the harsh realities of life. The streets were filled with hopefuls, each one dreaming of their big break. Thelma Alice Todd was born in Lawrence, Massachusetts on July 29, 1906. She was very intelligent and excelled in her studies, intending to become a schoolteacher. But her mother wasn't supportive of Thelma's dream of becoming a teacher and didn't always have her best interests at heart. She believed her daughter had something that could make the family wealthy, so she steered her toward a career in modeling. In 1925, she won the title of Miss Massachusetts, and while representing her home state in the Miss America contest in 1925, she was spotted by a Hollywood talent scout. She was offered a spot at the Paramount School for Junior Stars, a school that was set up to train actors and actresses in manners, acting, and athletics. That marked the beginning of her journey in the film industry. In 1929, Thelma began working at Hal Roach Studios in Hollywood. Her journey to stardom was filled with both triumphs and tribulations. She worked tirelessly to make a name for herself in an industry that was both glamorous and ruthless. Her charm and talent won her many admirers, but also made her a target for envy and malice. The mystery of her death remains unsolved to this day, a haunting reminder of the dark side of Hollywood. Thelma Todd was a vision, blonde curls, sparkling eyes, a smile that could light up the screen. She was destined for greatness from a young age. Her beauty was undeniable, but it was her charisma and charm that truly set her apart. She had a magnetic presence that drew people in, making her a natural fit for the world of entertainment. Thelma was captivated by the allure of the silver screen. Hollywood was the land of opportunity, a place where dreams could come true. With determination in her heart, she set out to make it in the bustling world of cinema. And for a while, she lived it. Thelma quickly landed roles in various films and became a beloved figure among audiences. Her talent was undeniable, and she soon found herself rubbing shoulders with some of the biggest names in Hollywood. She really started to shine when she got into talk films and was one of the few actresses able to make a successful transition from the silent movies. Thelma graced the silver screen alongside names like Zazu Pitts, Gary Cooper, Laurel and Hardy, and the Marx Brothers. Her star was rising. Thelma's comedic timing and radiant presence made her a favorite among directors and audiences alike. She brought a unique blend of elegance and humor to her roles, making her performances unforgettable. She appeared in around 120 films and shorts in her career. But despite her success, Thelma's life was not without its challenges. The pressures of fame, personal struggles, and the harsh realities of Hollywood took their toll. Her story is a reminder that even the brightest stars can face dark times. Thelma's personal life was risky to say the least. In 1932, she married Pat DeSico, a film producer and talent agent who supposedly had ties to the mob. Almost immediately, the marriage was on the rocks, with frequent drunken brawls and domestic violence, resulting in her filing for divorce in 1934. The marriage left her emotionally scarred, yet resilient in the pursuit of happiness. Before she married DeSico, Thelma met director Roland West on a yachting excursion. After her divorce, they began dating. West was married at the time, but apparently his wife was well aware of the affair, but did not care what her husband was up to. West wasn't much better than the other men in her life. He was described as controlling and possessive. It's unclear if the two had a relationship until her death, but it's speculated they were on and off through the years. Thelma had a thing for bad boys, and that could have been exactly what killed her. She was rumoured to have been involved with other members of the mob and some shady characters. In 1934, Thelma decided to open a cafe with Roland West and his wife, called Thelma Todd's Sidewalk Cafe. The restaurant featured a combination of dining and entertainment. On the second floor was a nightclub, and on the top floor was Thelma's apartment. West moved into the apartment next to hers, with only a sliding door between their bedrooms. His wife lived in a house on the hill behind the restaurant, which was co-owned by her and West. Opening the cafe was a bold move, blending Thelma's love for Hollywood with her entrepreneurial spirit. She was aware of that Hollywood careers did not last, and she needed another source of income. Her hope was that it would allow her to live in luxury when her movie career was over. Thelma's cafe quickly became a hotspot, a place where the glitz and glamour of the film industry could be seen in full swing. It was a success beyond her wildest dreams. Stars flocked to its doors. The cafe was not just a place to eat, it was a place to be seen, or even to make a scene. Hollywood's elite, from actors to directors, made it their regular haunt. Thelma's charm and the cafe's ambience created a magnetic pull. It was there she met Lucky Luciano, introduced to her by her ex-husband. Among the many faces that frequented her establishment, he stood out, a man whose presence was as commanding as it was mysterious. Their connection was a mix of fascination and danger. Luciano, a notorious figure in the underworld, was drawn to the cafe's allure and Thelma's undeniable charisma. She embarked on an affair with him, which became a very violent relationship, as Luciano would often beat her. At one point, Thelma wanted to turn her life around and decided to stop drinking. However, Luciano did not like it when she refused a glass of champagne he offered her. He got so angry that he grabbed her and forced her to drink the whole bottle. Thelma constantly struggled with her weight. Hal Roach put a special clause in her contract, stating that he could fire her if she gained more than 5 pounds. Therefore, Thelma used diet pills prescribed by her doctor. Luciano took one look at those pills and threw them away. But he wasn't trying to help her get off the pills. He had stronger ones to replace them, all to maintain his control over her. Soon Thelma was addicted to his amphetamines and even more dependent on him. Thelma found herself entangled in a web of intrigue and peril. Her association with Luciano brought a new, darker element into her life. The lines between her public success and private turmoil began to blur. The cafe, once a symbol of her triumph, now stood as a silent witness to the unfolding drama. The Sidewalk Cafe meant a great deal to her and gave her a sense of freedom. But Luciano wanted control of the restaurant, where he planned to set up an illegal gambling operation. Todd refused, which allegedly led to threats and escalating tension. Friends of Todd, including Roland West, later claimed that she had expressed fear for her safety due to Luciano's persistent harassment. On the morning of Monday, December 16, 1935, Todd was found by her maid dead in her car, slumped over with the door open. It was said the car was still running, but almost out of gas. However, other reports contradict this and say the car was not running when she was found and that it still had 2 gallons of gas in the tank. Thelma was wearing her mink coat, had expensive jewelry on, and her purse had not been taken. This ruled robbery out as a motive. Police investigations revealed that she had spent the previous Saturday night at a popular Hollywood restaurant. There she ran into her ex-husband and had an unpleasant exchange with him, but according to her friends, she was still in good spirits. They were not aware of any reason for her to commit suicide. Although she was intoxicated, none of her friends thought she was drunk that evening. She seemed to be looking forward to the holidays, and the police found more than 100 Christmas presents in her apartment, all gift-wrapped, addressed, and ready to be mailed. That is hardly someone who is contemplating suicide. Thelma's chauffeur did say she was unusually quiet on the way home, and when they arrived, she did not want him to walk her to the door of her apartment. She had never done that before. Detectives concluded that Todd's death was caused by carbon monoxide poisoning. Autopsy surgeon testified that there were no marks of violence anywhere upon or within the body, with only a superficial contusion on her lower lip. However, there are informal accounts of greater signs of injury. One eyewitness, who was the first one at the scene, claimed he saw Thelma in the passenger seat, covered in blood, and looked like she had been hit on the head. Reporters claimed they saw bloodstains on the seat, and that she appeared to have a broken nose. She also had bruises on her face and throat. When the police allowed the reporters back into the garage, after their investigation, there was no blood, and Thelma was now in the driver's seat. A man who lived above the garage said Thelma's car was extremely loud, and he never heard it turned on that night. The chief medical examiner estimated her time of death to be around 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, but many eyewitnesses claimed they saw Thelma out and about on Sunday afternoon. Despite all of this, Todd's death was ruled an accident with possible suicide tendencies, even though investigators were unable to find any motive for suicide. The circumstances surrounding her demise were suspicious, leading to numerous theories and speculations. The news of Thelma's death spread like wildfire. Tales began to fly around Hollywood of murder, suicide, and mob connections. Was it an accident, suicide, or something more sinister? The police theory suggests that Todd found herself locked out of her home and decided to climb up the hill to West's garage where she kept her car, intending to spend the night there. To stay warm, she turned on the car's ignition, likely forgetting the dangers of carbon monoxide poisoning, possibly due to intoxication. This explanation has been widely disputed for several reasons. Todd's mother informed the police that Todd had been diagnosed with a heart condition just weeks before her death, making it unlikely that she would have climbed 270 steps up a very steep hill. Additionally, her shoes showed no signs of such a walk, and the keys to her apartment were found in her handbag. Suspects emerged. Her estranged husband, Pat DeSicco, a man with a violent temper, had a motive for wanting her dead. She had several affairs while they were married and had potentially humiliated him during and after the divorce. He also had ties to the mob and could easily have hired a hitman and gotten away with it. Lucky Luciano had serious anger issues, so it's possible that just her rejection to let him open an illegal casino could have been enough to make him want to kill her. It was theorized that he killed her in a rage and paid the cops to do a superficial investigation, as numerous police officers were on the mob's payroll during that period. It is also interesting that the day Thelma's body was found, Luciano caught a flight out of Los Angeles and never returned. Roland West was Thelma's ex-boyfriend and business partner. He had ties to the mafia and might have been more receptive to the idea of letting gangsters run an illegal casino at the restaurant. He was also known to be controlling and possessive over the women in his life. Thelma was blamed for the cafe losing money, so West could have become angry and murdered her. With Thelma out of the way, he would own 2/3 of the restaurant. It was also reported that West's wife had threatened to kill Thelma if the restaurant did not start making money. Thelma was using Luciano's suppliers and paying them overpriced rates, causing the investment to diminish. The restaurant's finances were reported to be so dire at the time of her death that it was on the verge of bankruptcy. In addition, Thelma had been the recipient of several extortion letters and phone calls in the months before, threatening her with death unless she paid $10,000. The investigation dragged on and no arrests were made. The questions lingered. Was Thelma Todd silenced by a jealous lover? Did she stumble upon a dangerous secret? Or was her death just a tragic accident? The truth remains elusive. There were many contradictory reports that led people to believe she was murdered and that the police had been paid off to tamper with the evidence. The Los Angeles law enforcement was very corrupt at that time, so it is possible that Thelma's death was a murder covered up by the police. Authorities called for a grand jury to decide if Thelma's death was a murder or not. The grand jury found no reason to suspect foul play, but were unable to explain a broken nose, bruises around her neck, and 2 cracked ribs. Thelma's death became a Hollywood legend. We still don't know if she was murdered or the victim of an unfortunate accident. Many had a motive to want her dead, and she was involved with some very dangerous people. Over the years, unreliable information and rumors have circulated and obscured the truth about her death. One such rumor is that when West's health declined, he allegedly confessed to his best friend that he killed Thelma. Many think this is true, but others believe his friend is not someone whose words can be trusted. Thelma Todd was known for her vibrant and charismatic personality. She was often described as lively, witty, and full of energy, qualities that made her a beloved figure both on and off the screen. She enjoyed the Hollywood nightlife and being the life of the party. Despite her glamorous and comedic roles, she was also known to be smart and business savvy. Her warmth and charm endeared her to many in the entertainment industry. She left an indelible mark on Hollywood. She unapologetically lived her life to the fullest. Her legacy endures, a testament to her talent and the indomitable spirit that made her a true Hollywood legend. Her story is a reminder that some mysteries are destined to remain unsolved. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.